Hey there everybody, welcome to another fishing adventures, and I'm not outside today. In fact, I've not been fishing all week due to the fact I have knackered my shoulder, but long story, and I'm not even going to get into that now. But what I did want to chat about is pole floats, and in particular pole float stems, okay? Because I've taken some flack for the match fishing video I did up at Redwood Park, saying that I used a wire stem when I was fishing through the water. Now, 2 or 3 reasons I actually did that. First of all, I use a wire stem for a lot of my fishing. Whether that's right or wrong, it's all personal choice, okay? And I used that because it's a float I've used for the past 10-15 years easily, and I've got a lot of confidence in it. I know exactly how it reacts in the water, and a lot of people said, oh, you've probably missed millions of bites. I haven't, because I know how it indicates when the fish are close, okay? So that's why I chose it. The other reason is because it wasn't your standard wire, okay? It was a flexi wire, okay, which is that basically. I mean, look at the bend on that. It's literally wrapped all the way around. It gives you the stability of wire, but it's also light enough so it acts like carbon, and it's virtually indestructible. So that is what I said when I used a wire stem float, okay? So don't message me giving me grief. That's just what I did. It's what I always do, okay? But it did raise an important question, because there are lots of different float stems out there, and it's like, which one do you actually pick? So I'll go through the 3 that I've got here. So yeah, first up is the traditional carbon stem, okay? Now these are perfect for when you're fishing that full water column, because it gives such a small, slow, natural fall. It means that you're in constant contact with that hook bait, okay? If you keep your pole line tight to this, you'll notice and see every indication. So these are brilliant for when you're fishing through that entire water column, okay? So that's carbon. The next up is your wire stem, okay? Nice, rigid. That is ideally when you're fishing, say for instance, a pellet or a bit of corn, and you want to get it down and on the deck, and you want that stability straight away, okay? So that's your wire stem. Now, something that is kind of in between the two, and I must admit I don't have many of these, but I really should get more into it, and that is a glass stem, okay? It kind of gives you the best of both worlds, okay? It's slightly faster than carbon for when you're fishing through, and it also gives a lot of stability. So if for instance you're starting off your session and you're fishing double maggot and you want to find out where those fish are, or you're fishing a 4mm expander, pop on a glass stem float, because if those fish are taking it on the drop, this is ideal. You're gonna get those indications. But if all your bites are coming on the deck and you're using a heavy bait like your corn or your pellet or a big bunch of maggots, and you want to get the stability, then this covers that option as well for you, okay? Now, another question is, what size pole float do you need for whatever depth of water you're fishing in? It is a bit of a tricky one, because there's tons of variations with the weather. How choppy is it? Is there a big ripple? And what sort of tow you've got. So you've probably noticed yourself on still waters, if the wind's constant in one direction, it'll cause the water to push into one side. It's got nowhere to go, so it'll actually scoop back under and create tow. So a lot of the time your float could just be moving through the swim like that, okay? That is called tow. In that situation, you need a heavier float than what I'm going to give you on the guide now, but I can't be everywhere at once, so this is just a rough guide, okay? Ideally, you want a 0.1 gram float for every 1.5 foot of water, okay? So as an example, you would use a 0.2 gram in 3 foot, 0.4 to 0.6 in 6 foot of water, and so on, okay? Gauge it to your venue, gauge it to the weather. That is just a rough guide, okay? If your floats don't have 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 grams on, what have we got on there? That's just got a couple of initials. I don't even know what that one is. Let's have a look. What's this one? That says 4x8, okay? So a 4x8 is going to be, I don't even know what that's going to be. So what have we got on this one? I don't even say. What's that one? Yeah, you see, so this one's actually got both on. Okay, it's got 4x16 and it is a 0.6 gram. Okay, so 0.6 is 4x16, but what's 0.1? 0.1 is 4x10, 0.2 is 4x12, 0.4 4x14, 0.6 is 4x16, 0.75 is a 4x18, and 1 gram is a 4x20. Excuse me. So to make that easier, I'm going to put a little table either in the comments if I can, or if not, you may not have noticed, but we do have a community tab now which is open and unlocked. So if you hit subscribe, hit the bell, which is your notifications, and then click all, you'll know when I've posted in the community tab as well. And that's the place where I'm going to be doing some sort of behind the scenes updates, some competitions, some polls, everything like that. That's the first place to check. Okay, so make sure you hit the bell and click all. And if I can't upload this little table into the comments, it will be there. So check that out on the home page of my channel, and that would be fantastic. Now, while I'm on that, there's also going to be a link in there to Yorkshire Sports Emporium. Okay, now if you've not heard of them, they are a fantastic little bait company based in Wetherby. Okay, run by a guy called John, and they have got a good extensive range of baits. Okay, particularly the Evolve range. So if you've got anything to do with anything like that, particularly barbel, big carp, stuff like that, get yourself down there. Okay, their address is Unit E, York Road Industrial Estate, and that's in Wetherby. The postcode is LS22 7SU. Okay, pop down there, have a bit of a mooch around, see what's what. He's got other bits of terminal tackle in there as well, and as I say, he's a lovely guy. He knows exactly what's going on in the local area, so get down there, have a chat with him, see what the crack is, and buy some baits and hopefully catch some good sized fish. That's it for me for today. My plan for next week, shoulder dependent, is I'm going to do a match style practice up on a local commercial lake, because I've kind of come to the conclusion I need to start match fishing again. Okay, now if you've seen some of my early videos where I said, oh, I've given it up because I'm too much of a stress head and stuff like that, I probably still am, but I just, there's something that I really need to get back into, really, just to see, and it gives you guys a good idea of what happens during a match, because I'm no professional. Okay, I don't have companies giving me gear or paying me to advertise gear and stuff like that. I'm not a venue expert on any lake that I fish by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm very competitive by nature, and I feel this will be good because I'm just an average angler, and if I can turn up and do well on a commercial venue, pass on the tips and the hints and my way of thinking round a session when I'm during the match, and if I can pass that on to you guys, it'll all help, hopefully, just so you know probably not what to do, and it'll just give you a few options of like, right, yeah, maybe I should try this, or maybe I could try that, and just see, who knows, I could go twice and blank. We just don't know what's going to happen, but stick around, stay tuned. The other option I've got as well is I'm going to be targeting the local rivers for some good sized barbel and some big shoals of bream as well, so stay tuned. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up, and we will catch you all next time. Cheers.